There is one truth many people only notice when it is already too late. Cats rarely pull away from you with one big reaction. They do not always scratch, growl, or walk away right away. Many times they just start lying next to you less, looking at you less, and touching you first less often. Then one day, you suddenly notice that the cat who used to follow you has become more distant. The sad part is that the reason is not always carelessness. Sometimes it comes from your love. You hug your cat because it looks cute. You pet it for a long time because you think it likes it. You make the house smell nice, change the daily routine, or call it over again and again because you want to feel closer. All of that seems small, but when it happens every day, it can become pressure. Cats are not cold the way many people think. They are very sensitive to sound, smell, daily rhythm, personal space, and the way their body is touched. They have boundaries. They have rules. They give very small signals to say, "This makes me uncomfortable." If your cat has felt colder lately, comment same, because you are not the only one. In this video, you will see 7 things many owners do every day that seem harmless, but quietly push their cats farther away little by little. 1. Forcing your cat to be close when it does not want to. One of the things cats hate most is being forced to be close in the way humans want. You see your cat lying alone, so you pick it up. You pull it closer because you want to hug it. You call it over so you can pet it, even when its body is showing that it just wants peace. People often think, "I love my cat, so one little hug should be fine." But for cats, the problem is not only the hug. The real problem is losing the right to choose. Cats care a lot about control over distance. They want to decide when to come close, when to leave, when to touch you, and when they need to be alone. So when you hold your cat too tightly, keep it too long, or make it stay when it wants to leave, the cat does not feel more loved. It feels trapped. Some cats do not react in a big way right away. They just go stiff, turn their ears back, move a little, hold their breath, and later start coming to you less often. Many owners think their cat suddenly became cold. But really, the cat is learning that being close to you sometimes means losing freedom. This can also happen when you try to play with your cat when it is not in the mood. People think the cat is difficult, but many times it is just tired, wants quiet, or is not ready yet. Some cats even start avoiding your hand, even if they used to love being petted. Love with a cat does not grow because you keep it near you for a long time. It grows when the cat feels that being near you is still safe, still gives it a way out, and still respects its choices. So let your cat be the one that comes to you more often. If it walks away, do not hold it back. A cat that is allowed to choose to stay will trust you much faster. Help your cat feel that you are a place it wants to come back to by choice. 2. Touching the wrong places, petting too long, and holding the body the wrong way. There is one very common misunderstanding. If a cat lies still, shows its belly, or does not fight back right away, people think it must like what is happening. But for cats, staying still does not always mean yes. And showing the belly does not automatically mean you are allowed to touch it. The belly is one of the most sensitive parts of a cat's body. It protects important organs, so a cat's instincts react very strongly when a hand moves toward it. So when a cat rolls over and shows its belly, it is often showing that it feels relaxed or safe, not inviting you to rub that area. If you misunderstand that moment, a touch that feels loving to you can quickly feel like a body violation to the cat. The area near the base of the tail is similar. Many cats are very sensitive there. Some will accept a few seconds, then suddenly turn around and give a small bite, slap the tail hard, or pull away. Owners often think the cat is moody, but the truth is often simpler. The cat's nervous system has started to feel overloaded. That is what many people do not notice. Petting is not always better the longer it lasts. Some cats do like being touched, but only for a short time. After that, the nice feeling slowly turns into discomfort. If you do not notice that change, the cat will have to end it by moving away, scratching, or biting as a reflex. Holding a cat the wrong way can create the same feeling. If you lift only the front part of the body and do not support the hips and back legs, the cat will feel unstable. It does not know if it might fall. There is also one very important point. Scruffing an adult cat is not a harmless way to handle it. Very young kittens may react to that because of how their mother carried them. But for adult cats, that action often causes pain, pressure, and fear because they lose control. A better way is to focus on safer areas like the cheeks, under the chin, the forehead, and the neck. Watch the ears, eyes, whiskers, and tail while you pet your cat. If the cat turns its head, becomes stiff, or starts moving the tail faster, that is the time to stop. 3. Disturbing your cat when it is resting or needs quiet. There is something many people do because it looks cute, but to a cat, it can feel very annoying. Waking it up to hug it, call it, pet it, or pick it up while it is sleeping peacefully. You see your cat curled up and looking adorable, so you walk over, touch its head, say its name, or pick it up for one kiss. And you think it sleeps all day anyway, so a little interruption should be fine. But for cats, that is not a small thing. Cats sleep a lot not because they are lazy, but because their body and nervous system need long periods of rest to recover. Sometimes they are only half asleep, but sometimes they are in deep sleep. If they are touched or woken up suddenly, they can be easily startled. And the first feeling they remember is not love. It is being bothered when they were at their most unprotected. That is the part people often miss. When a cat sleeps, it has lowered its guard. If it cannot feel sure that it will be left alone even during rest, its feeling of safety at home will slowly start to drop. So do not be surprised if a cat that is often disturbed while sleeping later starts changing sleeping spots, sleeping farther away from you, or opening its eyes and warning the moment you come close. The best thing you can do is respect your cat's quiet time. For a cat, being loved is not only about being touched. It is also about being left alone when it needs peace. 4. Overloading your cat's senses with noise and strong smells. There are things that feel normal to people every day, but to cats, they can feel like living in a house that is never truly calm. A loud TV, people calling to each other from room to room, children shouting, a vacuum cleaner, a hair dryer, furniture scraping across the floor. To you, these are just normal daily sounds. To a cat, they can be a long chain of stress on the nervous system. Cats can hear much better than humans. They hear smaller, sharper, and farther sounds. So a home that feels fine to you may already have been too much for your cat's nervous system for a long time. That is why some cats run under the bed, hide in corners, or become much more irritable when they hear loud sounds. But it is not only about sound. Smell is also a big source of stress that many owners do not notice. People like a house to smell nice. Scented floor cleaner, room spray, scented litter, scented clothes, and perfume or essential oils on the body. But for cats, those strong smells do not feel clean and pleasant. They can feel like a layer of strange signals covering everything familiar in the home. Cats live a lot through smell. They know places, objects, and even people by familiar scent. When the environment is always full of strong artificial smells, the cat's world becomes harder to understand, more stressful, and less stable. If your cat is very afraid of loud noise, comment 6. If it is especially sensitive to strong smells, comment 8. A good home for a cat is not the home that smells the nicest or feels the most exciting. It is the home that is calm enough for the nervous system to rest, and familiar enough that the cat does not have to stay alert all day. 5. Ignoring body language and turning discomfort into bad behavior. One of the biggest reasons cats slowly avoid their owners is this. The cat has already tried to speak many times, but the owner did not understand. Unlike dogs, cats usually do not show big emotions right away. They rarely jump from calm to scratching, biting, or running away without any warning. The problem is that their warnings are often very small, very fast, and very easy to misunderstand. The ears tilt slightly back. The tail starts hitting harder. The skin along the back twitches. The whiskers move forward with tension. The cat turns its head away. It licks its nose. It stops purring. The body suddenly becomes stiff. These are not meaningless details. These are the cat saying, I am not comfortable anymore. But many people keep petting, keep holding, and keep pushing closer. Then when the cat finally gives a small bite or scratch to protect itself, they decide that the cat is mean, moody, or ungrateful. But the truth is often the opposite. The cat started with the softest signal. It tried to be polite first. It gave you a chance to stop. But when those small signals are ignored again and again, the cat learns something very simple. If I speak softly and nobody understands, I will have to speak louder. That is when the relationship starts getting worse in a very quiet way. Not because the cat has become worse, but because it no longer trusts that you will respect its limits when it tries to communicate gently. So the biggest change does not come from touching more or playing more. It comes from noticing more. Do not wait until your cat has to scratch before you admit that it was already uncomfortable. Sometimes the thing that makes a cat feel more connected is not more affection. It is understanding the cat sooner. When you read the early signs better, your cat does not need to use its claws to be understood. 6. Making your cat feel that you are a threat. Staring, chasing, and pushing it away too often. There are actions people do without thinking they are serious, but in a cat's world, they can feel a lot like a threat. One of them is staring too long. Humans often look straight into someone's eyes to show attention, interest, or connection. But for cats, direct eye contact that lasts too long does not usually feel gentle. It can feel like pressure, challenge, or at least a signal that makes the cat more alert. That is why some cats that were calm a moment ago suddenly turn their face away, narrow their eyes, flatten their ears a little, or get up and leave when you keep staring without blinking. Chasing a cat when it is trying to leave is also a very common mistake. Many people think it is only a game. But when a cat chooses to move away, it means its body wants more distance so it can feel safe again. If you keep chasing it, its instincts may read that in a very different way. I am being hunted. Then there is another quieter habit. Pushing the cat away again and again when it wants to be near you. You are working, so you move it off. You want to sleep, so you push it away. You are busy, so you move it away from your legs. If that happens often enough, the cat will slowly learn that coming close to you usually ends with rejection. If you want your cat to feel that you are safer, use a slow blink instead of a long stare. When your cat walks away, let it go. When your cat comes near, do not always turn that moment into control. In a cat's eyes, love is not only about how much you want to keep it close. It is also about whether you know when to let it be free. 7. Making your cat feel unsafe with an unstable home and poor basic care. Many owners think that a cat only needs food, a place to sleep, and a few loving touches each day. But for cats, safety does not come only from being fed. It comes from whether the world around them feels easy to predict, clean, familiar, and respectful of their instincts. That is why one of the things cats hate most is living in a home that keeps changing based on what humans want. Today the litter box is here. Tomorrow it is moved to another corner. Next week the scratching post is moved again. Chairs, tables, beds, and food bowls keep changing places. To you, that is just cleaning or rearranging. To your cat, it can feel like the map inside its mind is being erased little by little. Cats live strongly through routine and familiar smells. They remember paths, hiding spots, high watching places, places to eat, places to use the litter box, and places to rest. When these things are not stable, the home does not feel fresh and interesting to the cat. It feels less safe. An unpredictable daily routine causes similar stress. One day feeding is early, another day much later. One day there is lots of play, another day no attention at all. Some days the house is noisy, other days it feels empty. Cats do not like this kind of hard-to-predict life. They feel calmer when they know what will happen next. Then there are basic care mistakes that many people treat too lightly. A dirty litter box is one of the biggest examples. Cats are very clean animals. A litter box full of waste, a strong smell, or a box placed in a loud place can make a cat dislike it so much that it holds in waste or goes somewhere else. Then many people scold the cat for making a mess, when really the cat is reacting to a toilet space it cannot accept. Giving too many treats, using hands and feet as toys, then getting angry when the cat bites or scratches also creates problems. If you play with your bare hands, your cat will learn that human skin is something it can grab and bite. Then later, when it does exactly what you taught it to do, you blame it. What your cat needs is not a perfect home. It needs a more stable one. Keep the routine steady, keep the litter box clean, give your cat places to hide and climb, and use proper toys in the right way. Ending. When a cat starts pulling away from you, that does not always mean it no longer feels close to you. Many times, it is simply protecting itself from things that make it stressed again and again every day. The saddest part is that many habits that make cats uncomfortable do not come from cruelty. They come from love without translation. You think you are showing care, but your cat's body reads it as pressure. Every cat is different. Some cats like more touch. Some are very sensitive to sound. Some only need a few uncomfortable experiences repeated again and again before they start pulling away. So the important thing is not to love your cat in the way that feels most natural to you. It is to love your cat in the way that feels safest to it. You can start with one simple rule. CAT. Choice and control. Let your cat choose when to come close or walk away. Attention, notice the small signals before your cat has to react strongly. Touch. Touch the right places at the right time and stop at the right time. If you realize you have done one of these things before, comment 6 or 8. For cats, love is measured by one feeling. When they are near you, do they still feel safe? That is what keeps a cat close to you the longest.